All right, March 12th patch update. We've got Cowboy Bebop going on. So if you haven't seen that yet, obviously Cowboy Bebop. Competitive play updates. Competitive placements and overview will now be displayed before hero progression at the end of a competitive match. So it's the first thing you'll see before it shows you anything else. Competitive rank range has been added to the scoreboard. Hey, that's awesome. So players can view the rank range of a match at any time. So now you can just hit your tab button if you're playing on PC or whatever button on console. And you can see the rank range at any point. So you don't have to like quickly find out what it is before the first screen goes away. So that's really nice. That's just a quality of life thing. Modifiers can now be viewed outside of the competitive overview with the rank info button found on the competitive play menu. So even if you miss, like let's say you're one of the people that click through after the end of a match really quickly and you missed like the indicators, the things that change your rank and how much you gain or lose, you don't have to worry about accidentally missing that now. You can check it out afterwards still. New modifier called Demotion Protection has been added to the competitive overview to notify players that if they lose another game, they will be demoted to the next lowest division. Okay, cool. I think they were already doing this because you guys might have seen it where like you'll lose a little bit of rank or whatever, but you won't derank yet. But the moment you lose the next game, it'll derank you to the next one. So I think there's just like a buffer for each of them that like you don't just like automatically go to the next tier. You like once you hit the top of the tier or the bottom of the tier, you have to win another game to advance to the next one, or you have to lose a game to get to the next lowest one after that. I think that's how it works right now. It's at least what I've been noticing in the games. But I'm glad that they actually have something that shows it a little bit. So the developer comments said this patch is focused on fine-tuning some of the systematic hero changes made in Season 9. In addition, we're adjusting individual abilities to make them feel more impactful due to heroes having larger health pools. So projectile size updates. Global projectile size modifier for travel time projectiles with a speed greater than 50 meters per second is reduced from 0.1 to 0.075. So I think this is for with a speed greater than 50 meters per second. I don't know which heroes this impacts specifically, but I assume this is like people like Hanzo, like faster projectiles. It probably impacts Mei players too, I assume. Zenyatta, destruction orbs and stuff like that. Oh, interesting. So this is why they said that we're decreasing the size of the fastest travel time projectile because it reduces the frequency of these projectiles failing to headshot due to hitting the enemy's chest hitbox first, which that makes so much sense because the amount of times that I 100% felt like I hit a headshot with Mei and it ended up being not a head hit shot happened quite a lot. And I thought that was just like maybe the new thing just being wonky or something, but I'm glad that they actually addressed this. This is huge. So roll passive updates. Heal reduction applied by the damage roll passive lower from 20 to 15%. So they talked about this, and obviously I think this might need to go down to even 10%, but we'll see how that works. Damage roll passive reduces the potency of in-combat healing. Nevertheless, we're going to experiment with a lower value to relieve some of the pressure on tank and support rolls. We'll be keeping a close eye. I think 15% is a good starting point. In my opinion, I think it'll probably need to go even lower if you want it to be more balanced. And like certain heroes not to be super dominant, because right now it's just whoever can trigger the passive most often is just insanely good for DPS. That's why we see a lot of tracers, a lot of sojourns, a lot of soldiers. These are all heroes that have high rate of fire in great distance, so they can just constantly be triggering the DPS passive on enemies a lot. So we'll see though. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's definitely going to be closer to what I would consider balanced. Again, I'm not too convinced the DPS need a passive like this, but you know, whatever they think. Added a new UI element above the player's first-person health bar to show all active healing status effects. So this includes anti-heal, amplified healing, reducing. So cool. It's almost like you get like a buff and debuff thing. Kind of like if you guys played well, it's probably goes for a lot of games, but I'm just thinking of Baldur's Gate. When you have like multiple effects applied, it's just like little circles next to your name, but you can have like 10 of them, like 10 little circles next to your name that have all these like impact things. So it's nice to know when you have a lot of effects affecting you all at once. Doomfist, minimum damage increased from 15 to 50. They talked about this. This is a pretty, in my opinion, pretty big for Doomfist considering the range of his ultimate. We'll see how that goes, but I think this is a pretty significant buff for Doom players. For Malga, his stomp damage increased from 45 to 60. I don't think that'll overtune him too much, and it should be nice to feel like you get rewarded for a good run and a stomp with them. So it doesn't happen too often, but we'll probably see Malgus playing a little bit more aggressive with this change. Cardiac overdrive duration reduced from 5 to 4 seconds, but the cooldown has been reduced from 12 to 10. So that means it lasts not as long, but you get it more quickly. So it's more about timing, which I think is really good because I feel like people are spamming cardiac too often. And this will punish people for doing that more, and it will reward people that use it at the correct times more often. So I think this is a great change for him. Now fills his passive overhealth by 100. So Orisa, Terra Search. Charge rate for the first 2.5 seconds increased by 25%. So this just means her first little chunk of her charge up is a little bit faster. So this could actually be really good for Orisa players because I feel like the breaking point for people getting out before taking lethal damage is pretty narrow right now. Most people can get out pretty easily, but I feel like this might be a breaking point that makes Orisa's Terra Surge really good. Like, because, right, if you get out of it, it does nothing, right? But if you don't get out of it, it does that maximum damage. So I feel like this might be enough to make it a breaking point for a lot of heroes to really do some damage. So I think Orisa might be, this is looking pretty good for Orisa right now. Ramatra's Vortex, total damage increased from 45 to 70. Why? By the way, this is probably one of the most annoying abilities in the game right now. And it slows people down so much. I don't think this needs to have extra damage. I think the slow effect is, and its cooldown has been decreased. Holy shit, dude. No, the slowing effect of this ability is what makes it super OP. And the fact that they're adding that much more damage and decreasing the cooldown worries me a lot. This is not an ability that needs to be buffed. Reinhardt's armor increased from 275 to 300. Woo! Reinhardt buffs, let's go. And then damage increased on Fire Strike from 100 to 120, baby. Okay, Reinhardt's looking pretty decent now too. The extra damage, I don't know if the armor will help, but it does increase his overall health. Obviously, you can see they haven't decreased his overall health. So this is just a health armor buff. So he just gets 25 more HP and more armor with that. So Reinhardt's looking pretty good too. Damn. Wait, Rein actually might be playable right now. Let's see though. It depends on the supports and the DPS. All right, Roadhog, where you're improving the consistency of the hook combo. Enemies are pulled closer to Roadhog and aren't launched as high when Pigpen activates, making the scrap gun follow-up shot more consistent. So the chain hook enemy final position distance from Roadhog has been decreased from 4 to 3, so now they're closer. And then the Pigpen knockback has been decreased by 43%. Cool. Pretty good. I think that's a good change for Roadhog, more of a quality of life thing. Obviously, it'll impact how effective he is, but I think that's good, and it's not making him super OP. Hanzo, base projectile size increase from 0.075 to 0.1. Okay. We're reverting the previous change to the base projectile size of Hanzo's arrows and replacing it with the general global reduction. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's what they were talking about. So Hanzo gets the global reduction, but he gets a buff, which is interesting because they didn't do the same thing with Mei. I'm pretty sure Mei is also part of that, right? So that's interesting. They didn't increase Mei's hitbox though. Weird. All right, Mei. Ammo increased from 120 to 140. Love that. Yeah, the ammo thing's kind of been annoying lately. I don't think it's impacted her effectiveness that much, but it's been annoying for sure. So I'm glad that they're reverting. This is definitely a quality of life thing. And heal per second increased from 50 to 62.5. Again, I don't think this is that necessary. This doesn't make Mei any better. Even though it's a buff, this doesn't make Mei more viable. In my opinion, Mei is still going to be pretty bad, which is kind of sad to see that they didn't give her at least more lethality, or at the very least more wall HP, because it just gets shredded. She doesn't really do enough damage to really and she doesn't really get many opportunities to proc the DPS passive that much. We'll see if the passive being reduced makes her more effective. Obviously, she's better than she was before overall, in my opinion. But I don't think she's I don't think she's a great pick. I think she's pretty bad still, even with these changes so far. Especially with all these tanks getting buffs, I don't think she's going to be great. Reaper's Death Blossom, damage per second increased from 170 to 185, and ultimate cost decreased by 12%. Okay, interesting. All right, we're giving some love to Reaper. Cool, we'll see how that goes. Reaper, honestly, I think Reaper's kind of been slept on this past season. I think he's been okay. So the fact that he's getting a buff right now, Reaper might actually be a really good pick for people that are playing him. Sombra got quite a few changes here. Virus deals critical impact damage when it hits hacked targets, and this change makes using it as a follow-up more compelling. The Translocator now destroys breakable objects, preventing Sombra from teleporting a shorter distance than expected. Okay, cool. Let's see, Virus. Impact damage decreased from 10 to 25. Increased. So your impact damage is more than doubled on Virus. Translocator destroys breakables while in flight, and then ultimate cost reduced by 8%. So we get EMP more often. So they're saying the impact damage by the virus makes it more enticing for players to hack their targets first and then hit them with the virus, because that hitting with virus when it's hacked does quicker damage. Which, okay, I'm kind of cool with this. I feel like Sombra is the kind of hero where you want to hack, and obviously with her being the kind of hero where it's like almost better to just not hack, I'm glad that they're trying to encourage us. I don't know if this is going to be enough to make it worth it. So we'll see in that regards, but this definitely helps out a lot with fixing how she's played for the most part and giving her hack a little bit more utility. Symmetra, her primary fire damage per second increased from 60 to 65. Scaling with each stage, so the new maximum damage per second is 195, baby! Woo, wait, hold on. Symmetra buff actually kind of going hard right now. That's some decent damage. Sentry turret health increased from 30 to 50. What are you doing? 50 HP per turret? Oh my god. And then the damage per second increased from 25 to 30. Wait, sim buff going hard, man. Teleporter health increased from 50 to 1. What are you doing, Overwatch? What are you doing? Her teleport has 100 HP now, and then her shields increased from 150 to 200. What the fuck? That's so much. Oh no, Symmetra is kind of goated, which is fine, but also a little way, in my opinion, oh my god, way too much. I'm calling it right now. Sim is going to be so annoying to play against this season until she gets changed. Dude, okay, the big ones though, obviously the damage. This though, you guys are going to hate this. The Overwatch community is going to hate the fact that the health of her turrets have been increased from 30 to 50. It doesn't sound like much, but in game, you're gonna realize how annoying it is to shoot these mid-fight now. Just wait, I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. Torbjorn, turret damage increased from 11 to 13. Ooh, a little turret damage. I like that, I think that's nice. That's a nice little buff to Torb, and it doesn't make him super OP. Ana, this is cool. Explosion damage and healing increased from 60 to 90, dude. 90 damage from nade, bro. Oh my god. And it's an AoE. Everyone that gets hit by nade takes 90 damage. Ana's back, baby. Oh my god. Holy shit. That's more than May's icicle. That's like May hitting a right click on everybody all at the same time. Repair pack cooldown reduced, rally reduced. This isn't a huge change for Brig. Alari's primary fire recovery time reduced from, so it's way quicker. I don't think that changes it too much. Maximum charge time reduced. Damn, she's gonna be way. You thought Alari was a DPS, dude? They're literally just saying, no, she's a DPS now. Alari is DPS. Like that's just all she is. Just shoot more, shoot things. Lifeweaver, maximum heal amount increased from 70 to 80. That's pretty good. And then the maximum charge time increased from 1 to 1.5. Okay, so this is they like slightly buffed his healing, I think, for the most part. Damn, man. Holy shit. The big ones? My god, Ana, this is crazy. That's insane. I'm excited to see how that plays. This is crazy, though. This is so much damage. Symmetra, easily the most giga buffed hero from this patch. I think that's just way too much. Sombra will have to see. Reaper will have to see. May still sucks. Hanzo hasn't really changed. Roadhog we'll see. Reinhardt I think is good. I think Reinhardt's going to be pretty decent right now. Ramatra is going to be pretty decent right now. Orisa, I will wait and see. Her ultimate's definitely going to be more viable, which I guess is good for Orisa because they're always kind of sucked anyways, but we'll see. That might have been the breaking point. Mauga, we'll have to wait and see. And then Doomfist, we'll have to wait and see. So big ones though, Ramatra, good. Reinhardt, good. May, bad. Symmetra, really fucking good. Ana, really fucking good. All right. Damn, what a patch notes. What a patch notes, dude. Well, we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see. This patch note, the patch note for today might have, if anything, it's like, if I could sum it up as quickly as possible, quality of life, but also accidentally gigabuffed a few heroes. Good quality of life update. Oh, oopsies. We might have made a few heroes a little too OP. And those heroes, I'll call it right now, are going to be Ana. It's going to be Symmetra. It's probably going to be, probably Ramatra is going to be the big ones. Yeah, definitely. Symmetra, Ana, Ramatra. If I had to take a guess at a meta right now based on these patch notes, I think Ana's the big one. And then Ram being good. So Nano Ram is an insane econ pick. So Ana's going to be good and Ramatra's going to be good together. Sim can play with that with Brawl. So we're probably going to be seeing Lucio. So it'll be Ana, Lucio, Sim, maybe Reaper with the new changes, and Ramatra. That's my guess. We're going to see Ramatra Brawl with Ana for Nano Ram, and heavy Brawl DPS. May's not going to be great in that unless you're playing the wall and you play it really well, but outside of that, she doesn't get much utility. So I'm thinking it's going to be heavy damage Brawl. That's my guess. So it's going to be very quick Brawl with Ramatra. I don't know if Ryan's going to be good enough to play as meta, but I think he's definitely going to be more viable. But if you're running a very high damage comp, like Sim and Reaper, in that, Ryan's going to get absolutely eaten alive with his shield. Like, his shield won't exist. So I don't know if Ryan's going to be a good pick if that's meta. Again, that's my early call. I'm thinking that's the meta. But again, it'll probably be some variation because I don't have all the info in front of me. But it's looking like Ana's really good, and Ramatra's going to be really good, and Sim's going to be stupid good. Like, stupid. So if Sim's kind of the focal point of the comp, it's going to be Brawl, right? So if Sim's meta, Brawl's meta. So we'll see.